When we talk about pretrial justice, we have to keep in mind what part of the system we're talking about. During the pretrial phase of a case, defendants are accused of a crime but are innocent until proven guilty, meaning defendants cannot and should not be treated as if they are guilty. If there is a finding of guilt, accountability is applied via probation, jail, restitution, and rehabilitation. The goals of pretrial justice are to maximize release, to maximize public safety, and to maximize court appearance. In the world of pretrial, we call them the 3Ms, which you're going to hear more about in upcoming training sessions. So let's get into what is New Mexico's legal foundation. Pretrial justice really became a big attention and piece of focus in 2014 with the New Mexico Supreme Court opinion that came from, at the time, Chief Justice Daniels, in a case famously referred to as the Brown decision. In this Brown decision, it reminded us all that defendants who come into the system are all presumed releasable through our legal foundation. The Brown decision didn't change laws in New Mexico, but it rather reminded everyone of how bail means release, is supposed to work. Basically, it restated the law. It restated the law that all individuals charged with a crime shall be released, using least restrictive means, moving away from the use of money. Whenever possible, the court should release on personal recognizance, meaning with no conditions or minimal conditions. If not, the court must make specific findings, written findings, demonstrating that non-financial options are insufficient. The holdings of the Brown decision were that a judge cannot set bail or release and solely use money on the basis of a charged offense. Release decisions must be individualized, meaning defendants should not all have the same conditions. And if money is used for the purposes of court appearance, a judge cannot set an amount for the purposes of detaining a defendant or setting an amount that a defendant cannot afford. So what did this opinion do? Was it the catalyst of change to where we are now? Judicial leaders quickly realized if money could not be used to detain defendants who could potentially be a public safety risk to the community, then what could they do? They needed a tool. They needed some type of legal mechanism that did allow them to detain certain individuals who posed a risk to the community. So in 2017, after the approval of the legislature and voters, a thing called preventive detention was adopted. So what is preventive detention? In New Mexico, someone who is charged with a felony is eligible for preventive detention, meaning if the prosecutor files a motion to detain a defendant and provides clear and convincing evidence to a judge that no condition or set of conditions will reasonably assure public safety, then a judge can hold someone with no money, no conditions, just hold them. If the state does not prove beyond clear and convincing evidence that a person is a public safety risk, then the defendant must be released. Another change that came with the Brown opinion was the adoption of New Mexico Supreme Court pretrial release rules in 2017. These rules were meant to support our legal foundation in New Mexico. The rules provide judges and attorneys clear direction of how the system should work, timeframes things need to occur in to ensure individuals' constitutional rights of the accused are not violated. So for an example, the rules tell the judges what they must consider when making a release decision. It tells the judges and attorneys how much time you have for a case to remain in the system. The good news in all this is New Mexico was able to bring our pretrial justice system in line with both U.S. and New Mexico constitutions, federal and New Mexico case law, and establish a legal foundation for pretrial justice in New Mexico. In addition, what you will learn about in later sessions is the vast majority of pretrial defendants are successful during the pretrial phase and do not miss court and remain arrest-free.